Imagine for a moment that your heart has just delivered its final beat, and a profound silence settles over your body. To the outside world, you are gone, a vessel that has finally reached its destination and stopped moving. But deep inside your cells, in the microscopic corridors of your DNA, something impossible is starting to happen. A second wind that science is only now beginning to map. While we often view death as a light switch being flipped off, new research suggests it's more like a city slowly losing power, where some buildings actually turn their lights on for the very first time. If you find these mysteries of the human condition, alayhi salam, fascinating, alayhi salam, we do, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to join our journey into the unknown. It's the best way to support the deep research we do here. For a long time, we believed that when the heart stops, the genetic instructions that run our lives simply degrade and disappear along with us. However, a groundbreaking field of study known alayhi salam, the Thanatotranscriptome, has revealed that hundreds of genes actually wake up after you are clinically dead. Researchers at the University of Washington, led by microbiologist Peter Noble, discovered that in the hours and even days following death, genetic activity doesn't just linger, it peaks. In studies conducted on animal models that closely mirror human biology, they found that over 1,000 genes became significantly more active after the organism had technically passed away. It is as if the body, realizing the main engine has failed, frantically starts opening every manual and blueprint it has in a desperate attempt to fix the unfixable. Among these zombie genes are some of the most ancient and powerful instructions in our biological library, the developmental genes. These are the same genes that were active when you were just an embryo in the womb, responsible for building your spine, your limbs, and your organs. For decades, they have been silent, their job finished long ago. Yet, in the quiet of death, they suddenly spark back to life, as if trying to rebuild the body from scratch. This isn't just a random glitch in the system. It is a coordinated, albeit futile, biological response that challenges our entire definition of when life truly ends. But the genetic awakening is only part of the story, because while some genes are trying to build, others are preparing for a dark transformation. In a study from the University of Illinois, Chicago, scientists observed something even more startling happening inside the human brain itself. They monitored brain tissue after death and noticed that certain cells, specifically glial cells, began to grow massive, long arm-like appendages to repair the catastrophic damage occurring around them. This means that if you were to look at a brain several hours after death, you would see a flurry of activity that wasn't even present while the person was still breathing. This discovery has massive implications for how we study brain diseases, as much of our medical knowledge is based on tissue we assumed was static after death. Beyond the brain and the genes, there is an entire ecosystem within you that is just getting started when you are finished. Your microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that help you digest food and stay healthy, suddenly finds itself without an immune system to keep it in check. This transition leads to the necrobiome, a specific community of microbes that thrives only when the host has ceased to function. These microbes begin to communicate using chemical signals, effectively taking over the machinery of your body to fulfill their own biological destiny. Interestingly, some of the genes that wake up after death are those associated with cancer, which suggests that the chemical environment of a dying body mimics the conditions that allow tumors to grow. By studying these post-mortem spikes in genetic activity, scientists are finding new ways to understand how cancer starts, and more importantly, how to stop it in the living. We are also finding that the persistence of life varies wildly depending on the organ. While the brain is incredibly fragile, some of your stem cells can remain viable for weeks. In one study, researchers were able to harvest muscle stem cells from a human cadaver 17 days after death and successfully grow them in a lab. This raises a profound philosophical question. If your parts are still capable of life, growth, and genetic expression, where do you actually go? Is the self a singular flame that goes out all at once, or is it a collection of trillions of smaller fires that take their time to fade into the night? Every time we think we have mapped the boundaries of life, nature shows us a hidden door or a secret corridor we hadn't noticed before. The fact that our genes attempt one final, heroic surge of activity is a testament to the sheer resilience of the biological code we carry within us. It suggests that we are programmed not just to live, but to fight for life until the very last molecular resource has been exhausted. Understanding the Thanatotranscriptome isn't just about studying death, it's about understanding the hidden layers of life that only reveal themselves in the dark. It reminds us that even in our final moments, our bodies are performing a complex, organized, and deeply mysterious symphony of survival. Alayhi salam, science continues to peel back these layers. The line between here and gone becomes increasingly blurred and fascinating. We used to think of death, alayhi salam, as a wall, but it's looking more and more like a vast, unexplored wilderness with its own rules and its own unique life forms. So the next time you think about the miracle of being alive, remember that your biology is so committed to that mission that it doesn't even want to stop when you do. Thank you for spending these moments with us to explore the edges of human science and the persistent ghost of our genetic code. If this deep dive into the Thanatotranscriptome changed the way you look at the human body, don't forget to share this video with someone who loves a good mystery. We'll continue to look for the answers to the questions most people are afraid to ask right here in the next episode. Your curiosity is what keeps this channel alive, and we are grateful to have you as part of our curious community. Stay sharp, stay questioning, and we will see you very soon.